Volbrucht. This is from the Gallatin County Police Department.
Boy.
Your daughter was picked up at a party tonight. We're gonna need you to come in.
We got MIPs when we were like 13, which is get in trouble with the police for drinking. And so, like my mom was so mad she wouldn't even talk to me, which was way worse. I was like, could you just yell at me, please? Because not talking to me is so bad.
So the birth of YRO, actually, I can attribute to a youth. And my daughter, who is now 22, we laugh about that because it's almost as though without her getting in trouble, it never would have come about.
Telling your friends like you have a youth group or something like that, like, oh, it must be all churchy and everyone must be all like uptight and everything like that. But what I love about my youth group is that it totally proves like all that like stereotypical stuff wrong, because we have so much fun when we're together, and like we don't bring anything that would upset anything like into like religion or anything like that. We have fun and we get to help the community all at the same time.
And so then I remember him telling me about it, and I was like, yeah, Dad, I really want to go be a part of some service organization. Like, right. I was like, yeah, right, let's go get drunk. You know, like, forget this.
We were thinking, we cannot let this happen to our daughter. She needs something positive in her life that will allow her to go through positive rites of passage. And with that in mind, we decided to start Youth Reaching Out International.
And then somehow Lotus and I both decided to go. We're like, I'll go if you go. And, you know, it was very enticing because they were like, oh, we're going to go to Ecuador or Mexico or somewhere. So we were like, all right, we'll go check it out. And then it all began.
¿Dónde está mi chaparrita? Venga, venga, a bailar esta canción.
And before we knew it, I was on my way to Mexico, 14 years old, and just absolutely thrilled.
We went to Mexico, went to the orphanage, and it was awesome. I remember driving up and the kids had been waiting for us for hours, sitting outside waiting for us, and we finally got there and they were all, I didn't speak any Spanish, but they all ran and hugged you and talked to you all night long, and it was awesome.
The Mexico trip is, of course, a service project and a service trip, but of course it's much more than that. Taking the time to be with those kids and giving them love, which is what they need the most, I think really made the biggest difference to them, and it made a huge difference to me. I can make a difference in these kids' lives. That was so powerful, especially at the age of 14, knowing that I could do that, because they see what we do, and it inspires them to maybe give back a little bit themselves.
¿Dónde está mi patrón? Para que venga a pagarme la canción, hombre. Ándale, compadre, ándale. Cada día que pasa.
That in itself becomes, an incredible catalyzing moment in kids' lives when they go experience another culture.
Youth Reaching Out, this is Jeremy. Hey. I see.
And rather than do things to kids, we decided we want to do things with kids.
So it's not some adult saying, you need to go out and help, you need to go do this. It becomes theirs, and that's really important.
You know, we actually mattered, that we had to be there, otherwise it wouldn't happen. And I think that was really like the power of the organization, or the idea in the beginning.
And so we now have youth involved in every aspect of Youth Reaching Out, from being on boards to planning meetings to being our accountants, and it provides them with very meaningful roles in the organization.
Yeah, okay.
It's called the Talking Ball. And before we kind of had this talking ball, our meetings were completely disorganized.
No, we went like this.
And then they would throw the tennis ball back to the person who is leading. Yes, nicely. Who is leading the meeting, which is Nietzsche. So, yeah.
The basis is service, and also the basis is empowering kids to define what that is and what they want to do.
I like the service projects because they're fun and get to go outside most of the time and do stuff and help people.
And when I'm doing service projects, I feel like all happy inside and I feel like I'm making a difference.
It didn't serve any big purpose, but it was like the kids were so excited to have their faces painted for free. You know, like they were like, does it cost anything? I was like, no, I just want to do it. And they were like, really? And it was enough to me to make those kids' day, you know, like to make them happy for one day to have their faces painted for free.
I'll get you another piece of paper.
Service means helping other people and not expecting anything in return besides just the good feelings that you actually help the people, I think.
I mean, it's funny too because it can end up being like this kind of selfish thing of like, oh, I'm helping people and it feels so good, you know, that's like it just, you know, propels you to keep doing it because it feels so good to help people. But I don't know.
Because it's just like normal people doing it, and it's not people that are like famous or anything. It's just normal people trying to make the world and the community a better place. And we're just doing really small things. They don't have to be huge, and just the small things are what counts.
Say hola. Hola. Should I? Nah. No blood in my brain. I'll just act like I'm in this.
Alright. Ah, get out of the way. We can't see the little kids.
I think it's just going to keep growing and growing and expanding and helping the kids that are in it and then helping all those children that are going to be blessed by those youth service projects wherever they are.
I live every day with so much more appreciation for what I have, how I live, and every day I can get up now and be proud of that and take advantage of that opportunity.
As a mother, I can't think of anything else that I'd rather have my kids doing.
And so now that I'm in this group, I feel like that I'm helping out and I'm trying to make this place a better place to live and be.
When kids have a hand in that, I think it takes it to a whole different level.
And like I was with Youth Reach for a while and through when I was in high school and stuff, and then I went traveling and ran around and totally lost myself. And then I was like, all right, I need to find what makes me happy again because I'm so unhappy. And I was like, all right, what was it that made me feel good in my life before? And I was like, Youth Reach and working with those kids and like just giving them myself. And I used to do face painting at the farmer's market and stuff and absolutely loved it. It was like, made me feel so real and alive. And so I was like, all right, so pulled myself out of this hole of hitchhiking and being a bum and, you know, and put myself back like working with kids and doing art and stuff. And so that's what I do now, and I haven't been so happy in so long.
As we stood in front of the judge, we got the mandatory fine and the mandatory community service. And when I walked out of there, I thought, you know what? Community service is being used as a punishment rather than something as a reward. With a group of other parents, we got together and decided we were going to do something about that and turn service into something positive rather than something that was handed out as a punishment.
So I guess it started because we were punks.
Y los árboles y el atardecer. Como pienso yo en ti, como pienso yo en ti. Alexis Paola. Alexis Paola, Paola. I miss you, Alexis. Alexis Paola, Paola. And I love you. Alexis Paola, Paola. Very, very much. Alexis Paola, Paola. I love you. I love you. And I love you.